those last week, and my record that last week, unfortunately, 2-11-3, and John's, your record wasn't that much better, 6-7-3.
Almost 500.
But you know what? Some weeks you lose, some weeks you win. But we're going right now to the college bowl games. This is the start of the college bowl season, and we want to get right to it. Some interesting games coming up for you this week. Starting off with this Saturday, we got Brigham Young, 16th ranked Brigham Young versus Arizona, the Pioneer Las Vegas Bowl. BYU's getting 3 points. I like BYU in this game. BYU's only losses were to TCU and Utah, and Arizona, not impressive this year, and their only impressive win was against California.
Yeah, I agree. I like BYU also in this game. Should be a tight game. Get the field goal. It should work with BYU.
Good. So we both like BYU in that game on Sunday. That's December 20th. Then also you have Memphis and South Florida. That's the Magic Jack St. Peter's Bowl game. Memphis is getting plus 13, but it's like a home game for South Florida.
Playing in Florida.
Memphis, no impressive wins this year. I don't like Memphis. South Florida is 2-5 in the Big East, but the Big East is a lot tougher than where Memphis is playing. I mean, you're going to have a lot of Florida fans right there.
South Florida should win by a couple touchdowns.
At least. I like that game
South
too.
Florida,
then you got also Colorado on Sunday. Colorado State versus Fresno State. In the New Mexico Bowl, Colorado State's getting 3. Colorado State, not too impressive this year. 6-6. Fresno State 7-5. They would have liked to have a better season. They would have liked to have a better bowl, but I look at it as Fresno State's going to roll all over them. Yeah, it's a show-up game for Fresno.
Yeah. They should high-scoring game.
High-scoring game, and they should do well. Then also you got the Eagle Bank Bowl, Wake Forest at Navy. Wake Forest during the year lost to Navy at home, 24-21. Navy's getting 3 points in this game. In a rematch edge, I like Navy.
Yeah, I like Navy plus 3 also. I agree, Jeff.
Yeah, Navy is tough also because just ask Army in the Army-Navy game. Navy beat Army 34-0. A lot of people thought Army was going to at least play them tough. Didn't happen this year. Then we're talking Sunday matchup. Southern Mississippi versus Troy in the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. Southern Mississippi's getting plus 4.
I like Troy in the game.
I like Troy too. Troy played OSU and LSU pretty tough this year. They didn't win the games, but they held their own.
Should be a high-scoring game also.
I think, yeah. Southern Miss's only impressive win was against East Carolina. Okay. There you go. Troy right there. But early game matchup come Tuesday, December 23rd. Number 9, Boise State versus number 11, TCU. Yeah. Everybody knows I love Boise State, but I'll tell you this. I like TCU in this game.
Oh, yeah, Jeff?
I like TCU. Because TCU has the second-ranked defense in the nation this year. They took Utah, undefeated number 8 Utah, to the brink on a Thursday night game before they lost in the fourth quarter. I mean, Utah scored a touchdown. It must have been with like 10 seconds left. It was unbelievable. So I like that. I like them in that game. TCU. Give Boise State plus 2. It's a great game. I would have to say definitely watch this game on Tuesday, December 23rd. Then you got also on Wednesday, December 24th. Next week, Hawaii at home, basically, in the Hawaiian Sheridan Hawaiian Bowl against Notre Dame. They have no business being in
Hawaii.
Yeah, we both like Hawaii. Notre Dame has no business being in a bowl game this year. They're 6-6. It's a home game. They haven't beat anybody this year worth even talking about. And it's a home game for Hawaii.
Like they usually used to score 60.
Home game for Hawaii.
Hawaii, yeah, easy.
Okay, let's get right to the NFL picks. This week, Indianapolis is 10-4. Jacksonville 5-9. Jacksonville is plus 6. I like Indy. Jacksonville's better on roll, but Peyton and company are rolling now, baby. Rolling. They're rolling.
Indy at home, it's less than a touchdown. Oh, Indy on the road. But it's less than a touchdown.
You like Indy too.
Yeah.
Baltimore at Dallas. Baltimore's getting plus 5. I like Dallas at home. They're coming around. Yeah. Ravens 2 big wins this season. We're both at home. And Dallas at home, 6-1.
They're playing good, Romo.
Yeah, Romo and company. They could be dangerous in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Dangerous in the playoffs.
Injuries, he's looking well.
Cincinnati 2-11 at Cleveland, 4-10. Cincinnati's getting plus 3. I like Cleveland off a Monday night loss, even if they stink at home. Yeah, that game, it's Battle of Ohio, and nobody really cares except maybe the people in Ohio.
I'll give it to Cleveland. Give the edge to Cleveland.
Yeah. San Francisco at St. Louis. San Francisco is 2-5 on the road, but St. Louis is 1-6 at
Yeah,
home.
terrible.
The Rams are +5. I like San Francisco off the tight
and
loss to the
And
Dolphins.
isn't playing that bad.
And the
Trying to
Rams
get
are
a little
just
better.
awful.
Yeah,
The Rams
they're
are just awful. San Francisco, we both agree.
Yeah.
New Orleans 7-7 versus Detroit 0-14. Detroit is at home. Detroit is getting +6 in this game, but I think they're going to keep it close.
Yeah, and just so you maybe get one win, it's just due probability.
They don't want to go
The
0-16.
Lions.
New Orleans is terrible on the
They don't
road.
want
They're
the pressure
1-6
on
on
the
the
last
road.
game. Yeah.
They're 1-6 outside their dome. So
Well,
I
they're trying to
definitely
keep
like
at least
Detroit.
500.
Detroit +6.5. I like
Yeah,
Detroit.
I'll
We
go
both
with you on
agree.
Detroit.
Pittsburgh at Tennessee. This is a very tough game. Pittsburgh's only getting +1.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is on a roll. They're very tough on the road. Pittsburgh 6-1 on the road.
Yeah.
Tennessee's looked vulnerable against Houston last week. I got to give the
Well,
edge to
that-
Pittsburgh in this game.
Yeah, and they were looking ahead to at this game, playing the showdown in Pittsburgh. So that's what they must have been thinking about. That's why they lost. Houston was playing very good. They lost by a point. They could bounce back on this game. I like Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl. I've been telling you all along. But you like Pittsburgh.
I like Pittsburgh.
It's going to be a tight game. But Tennessee might
Okay.
come through with this one.
I like Pittsburgh. Miami at Kansas City. Miami's 4-2 on the road. Fish not great against the spread, but KC plays people tight at home. I got to take KC +4.
Yeah, well, it's a tough game. They could win by a field goal, Miami, and not cover.
But I like Kansas
yeah.
City +4 at
all right.
home.
That's a tough one.
Arizona 8-6 at New England 9-5. Arizona's getting +9. NFC West is 1-13 and going east. Arizona's not a great road team. They're 3-4,
New England's
and
come
they've
off
lost
some
3
big
of their
wins.
last 4.
Yeah, New England's come off some nice big wins. They're tuning it up towards the
But
end.
New England is also, they've
a lot
lost
of
4
points, I know.
of their 5 losses are against winning teams. And Arizona +9, it was kind of like a coin toss on this one. I got to take Arizona +9.
Yeah, the points.
Take the points. San Diego 6-8 at Tampa Bay. San Diego's getting 3.5. Tampa Bay is 6-0 at home, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, Tampa Bay needs this one after the
They don't blow anybody out.
overtime loss
Yeah.
to the Falcons. They're great at home. San Diego's going nowhere. They're
Yeah.
looking towards
Hopefully
the
it'll be a
offseason.
field goal by
I like
Sunday.
Tampa Bay.
Hopefully it'll be only a
I
field
like
goal.
Tampa Bay. Houston 7-7 at Oakland. Oakland is 1-6 at home. Houston, after the big win against Tennessee, Oakland
like
stinks
that.
worse at home
I
than they
know.
do on the road. You
But-
got to take Houston in this game. They are 500.
I know
They're
they're
looking to
playing
go.
good. I know.
They're playing well. They're looking to
But-
make some moves.
There's still pressure on them. Oakland could be a spoiler. You know, teams like to do that at the end. They're playing, loosey-goosey. Over
Okay.
there. All the pressure's on Houston. I would take the 7 points.
I would take Houston.
Okay.
Buffalo 6-8 at Denver. We got Buffalo's getting 6.5 in this game.
Like Denver in this.
I like Denver also after a 5-1 start for Buffalo. Buffalo's 1-7.
Yeah,
also, they
barely
just had
beat 500.
Jets just had a second miracle at the Meadowlands. The Bills just lost that game against the Jets. I like Denver. Denver is
Denver
looking at
land
the
less than a
playoffs.
touchdown is good.
Jets at Seattle. Seattle's getting +5. Seattle's horrible at home. They're
Jets in
1-6.
this one.
Jets. Which team is the Jets going to show up this week?
Yeah,
But I still like the
no,
Jets.
they got the
Seattle
schneid
can't
off.
cover against
They're
the
going to cruise
Rams.
in this game. Jets will cruise
Jets
in this
cruise
game.
in this game. You got Atlanta versus Minnesota. Both are 9-5 at Minnesota. Minnesota's a great home team. Atlanta's not a good road team. They're 3-4.
Both
Atlanta's
9-5.
and Atlanta's 3 road victories against Green Bay, Oakland, and San Diego. Big deal.
Take
Okay,
Minnesota.
Minnesota at home, very good. Late at 3.
Yeah, only a
Atlanta
field goal.
+3. Minnesota, take them. Philadelphia at Washington. Philly's on a roll.
Yeah.
Washington started 6-2. Since then, they're 1-5. They're looking awful, and Philly's got their running game again.
Yeah.
I would take
You
Philly.
gotta be
Later
careful.
points, Washington +5.5.
Yeah.
They need this game. Washington's in a
It's a short
tailspin.
week for them, though. You never know. You're laying points on the road.
Carolina, Sunday night, you got Carolina and the Giants. Carolina's +3. Giants look awful against the boys, but if Jacobs is okay, if Brandon Jacobs is okay for the running game, I would take the Giants in this game. If not, go with the
Yeah,
Panthers.
right.
Yeah,
It's a tight game. Both
It's a tight game,
11-3.
right? But if the
For
Giants
first
can get their
place.
running game going, then it's
Yeah.
then it's
It's gonna
definitely
be
on.
tight. It's gonna be a nail biter.
And Monday night you got Green Bay at Chicago.
Chicago.
Greenbow's getting +4.5. Yeah, the Bears. Chicago is decent at home. You gotta
Yeah.
like them. Green Bay is done. Chicago needs a game for the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Playing
Those
for
are our
life.
picks for this week. Next week we'll recap the NFL games that you heard here. Maybe recap some of the college games, and we'll look forward to Week 17 in the NFL and some more college bowl games. So for this week, I'm your host Jeffrey Scher,
I'm Johnny Hayes. Bet with your head, not over it.
and we'll see you next week.